I have not stopped thinking about this quote. Please take responsibility for the energy that you bring into this space. That's by Dr. Jill Bolt Taylor. It is from a book, Stroke of Insight, that my coworker told me about last week. Shout out Whitney. And I have not stopped thinking about it. Now, I have not read this book yet, but this quote, especially at this time of my life, is impactful. Now, a little bit more on what I mean by that. I have shared this before, but I am back in therapy, and part of being in therapy this time, which has never happened before, is I'm having a spiritual awakening of sorts along with therapy. I am not religious. I have never been. My family was not a part of any organized religion when I was growing up. And I consider myself to be like a spiritual person. Well, prior to therapy, sort of a spiritual person. But like as far as religion goes, like agnostic. A huge part of my therapy experience now is just learning so much about myself. I knew before this experience that I was an empathetic person, and that is definitely how I identified myself, being an empath, and I feel that I'm a very intuitive person. And through therapy and some of these sessions, I feel like these are just being affirmed, confirmed, whatever. And one thing that I am paying way more attention to is my energy, those energies around me, and having to separate other people's energies and emotions from my own. Because like I said, I believe that I am an empath and that I have this really terrible tendency of making other people's issues or things or energy my own energy. Now, a specific experience that I had in therapy recently was during one of my rapid eye movement therapy sessions. And during this session, my therapist had me in a deep meditative state. And then one of the exercises that we did was that I was in a safe room, and I invited people in my life into my safe room. I got to say whatever I wanted to them in this room. And then she leads me in this exercise of like disconnecting my light source, my light energy from this person, and sending them on their way and wishing them nothing but like positive energy and abundance. Now, this therapy session in the moment was extremely intense, and I left the therapy session feeling extremely overwhelmed. I had the worst headache of my life. But the subsequent weeks after this therapy session, I am realizing how powerful and impactful this session was. Because I have seen these individuals since that therapy session, the individuals that I invited into my safe room and did that whole practice with, and the energy has absolutely shifted. I feel that I am lighter. I feel weightless. I feel like all of that negativity and things that I was really holding onto that was changing me was let go. And now I am able to be more of myself, happy around these people. And I really think, I was talking to my husband about this, I really think that because I did this work and my energy has shifted and has lifted, I can feel their energy coming back to me is different. Like I said, I am someone who I've always considered to be an empath. I'm intuitive. I'm very, very attuned to an energy when I walk into a room. I've always felt that. And now doing this work on myself and with these individuals in my safe room, lifting this negative energy, it has changed me. And the thing that I just was not expecting was now I'm feeling the energy shift of the energy coming back at me. And it is very interesting. And I noticed this shift about 2 weeks ago, I would say. And then last week, while I was at work, my coworker Whitney, hi, we were talking about this book and this neuroscientist, Dr. Jill Bolt Taylor, and she brought this up that in her book she says, please be responsible for the energy that you bring into this space. And considering this journey that I have been on, I just can't get it out of my head. Now, what happens is that in this book is that this neuroscientist has a massive stroke, and she has pretty significant deficits that leaves her unable to communicate for a period of time after her stroke. And because she is having an extremely difficult time, like traditionally communicating with other people, she mentions that what she was extra perceptive to during this time was people's energy that they were bringing into the room. And while she couldn't, verbally communicate, she felt that she was very attuned to communicating with like energy and feeling their energy and getting the vibe of like what's going on through their energy. And I'm just like, yes. I feel like going to therapy, working with my energy, taking responsible for my energy, a lot of my hurt, my pain, dealing with that has changed the energy. How many times am I going to say energy during this video? 800 times, whatever. I have a lot of work to do in this, and like I said at the beginning, this is definitely a spiritual awakening process that I'm going through right now, but I am paying attention, and I think you should too.